Welcome to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm Pete Mezzetti. It is actually staying with the theme of Town of Old Saybrook Night tonight. We are going to talk about the Shoreline Soup Kitchen food drive and everything else going on with the Old Saybrook Fire Department. With me to discuss what's going on is my buddy Max Sabrin. Mr. Max.
Good morning.
Hi, buddy.
How are you, Pete?
Good, man. How are you? Good to see you. It's been a while.
We speak often, but we don't see each other enough.
I know. It's like we don't talk to we speak, but we don't talk to each other. We don't see each other.
We don't see each other enough.
I know. How you been?
Very, very good. Thank God.
What's new?
Well, we're at the 12th annual Old Saybrook and Connecticut Shoreline Fire Department food drive, which is pretty spectacular because, like you, it's near and dear to my heart, and I had to bring in my cheat sheet because the numbers.
That's okay. I got mine too. So.
The numbers are staggering, and it's a labor of love, and you with other resources like Lee and Gil, but particularly this show gets it out on social media, and that's the key is helping people. And when the word goes out from your show, people do come down, and it's really impressive, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, my friend. And I actually enjoy coming down and hanging out with you and Lee and Gil and meeting all the fire department people in Saybrook and just getting ready to know because you guys are all volunteer.
All volunteers, 24/7.
And you care about the community.
Sure, it's a busy house, and we're the pride of the shoreline, and it makes me proud, and I'm really proud and humbled to be with, and October is my 20th year with them.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's just like that.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the food drive.
Sure. So I asked Ed, the manager over at the Walmart, for a couple of props, and he dropped. This is partial. He gave me like about $100 worth of starter kit of the samples that we need, and this is ongoing. Starting today, you could drop off at Mercina's in Old Saybrook, Parthenon Diner in Old Saybrook, Essex Bank in Old Saybrook, and Sal's Pizza and Pasta if you can't make it on April 20th to the main event at us and the other 7 fire departments. So there is no excuse. We make it as easy as possible for you to grab those flyers, see what's on sale at the participating supermarkets, Big Y, Stop and Shop, DG Market, ShopRite in Clinton. I mean, we're going to be everywhere. It's going to be white on rice, and it's I can't tell you how touching it is for the participation of the. First of all, people don't understand. We're volunteers. We don't get paid. Right. So we volunteer monthly, daily when available. We have family. We have jobs, we have training. So for our guys and gals to come out on a Saturday from 9 to 1, April 20th, please come down and support us, supporting the Shoreline Soup Kitchen. And this, I get the numbers, and this is staggering. So the Shoreline Soup Kitchen, which is very dear to you as well, 35-year history, almost 2 million pounds were distributed last year. That was the most in their history, and much higher than pre-pandemic time. So it's the food insecurity is a problem, and the way I was brought up and raised is no one in my town, my city, my state, my country should be hungry, and this is one can of soup, 1 jar of peanut butter, 2 whatever's on sale, non-perishable, grab it and come down on the 20th of April. From 9 to 1, or even before that during regular business hours again, and I'm reiterating because it's so important. I want to break the record. Every year I want to break the record, and with your help, we do. And Stop and Shop, will be at Stop and Shop in Old Saybrook and Clinton. Essex Fire Department will be at DG Market. We got Big Y in Old Saybrook and Clinton. We have ShopRite in Clinton. Will be Walmart in Old Saybrook and Roberts Food Center in Madison. So there is no excuse. And as of today, until April 20th, Mercina's Restaurant in Old Saybrook, Parthenon Diner, Sal's Pizza and Pasta, Scotch Plains Tavern at Essex, and Essex Savings Bank in Old Saybrook. So please, please, please bring that 1 can of non-perishable foods, man.
Now, you guys have all sorts of remote locations for drop-off, right?
Yeah.
But the party is going to be at the firehouse on April 20.
Well, besides Old Saybrook, I have to give hats off to Westbrook, Clinton, Killingworth, North Madison, and Chester. They stepped up, and they always do a great job. And
Nice.
at their firehouse and at the local supermarkets too. So again, it's all hands on. It's
Right.
all hands on, and we're first responders, and with all due respect to me personally, this is an emergency.
Yes.
People should not be hungry.
No.
And it's,
No,
hey, listen, I met people that drove up in a van with stuff from the BJ's with cases and cases, and then like 2 years later, they were coming to the Shoreline Soup Kitchen getting stuff. So,
Wow.
stuff changes. There are changes in people's lives.
2 years.
Two people in a family lose a job. It's a crisis. So people that used to donate are now participating. People that used to receive are now donating. That got back on their feet.
Now, how did the idea of the food drive come about?
I want to say 2008, 2009. Governor Rell did a statewide
Food drive?
Day of Compassion.
Okay.
Every firehouse in the state of Connecticut, and I spearheaded the Shoreline for Old Saybrook, and it was tremendous. It was a big successful event. I want to say July 2009. The Shoreline Soup Kitchen saw that and said, we have 11 towns we take care of. So then Patty at the time said,
Yep.
Can you do a food drive? And I think, because people forget, they usually do food drives for Thanksgiving and Christmas, but there's a push to remind people of either volunteer or donate in the springtime, because it's a 7-day-a-week, 12-month-a-year need for getting food.
And I see you in your hand, you have a list of most popular items that people are looking for, and also here on the table.
This is the key. So it's the show and tell today.
All right.
Peanut butter is one of the number one things we need. Pardon me, canned tuna, pasta, and pasta sauce. Those are like the hottest items that are nutritional and most needed.
Right.
In again, canned soup, canned fruit, applesauce, canned vegetables, white rice. This year they're asking for coffee, tea, cereal, meals in a can like Chef Boyardee or SpaghettiOs, dried beans, mac and cheese. Anything that you'll give your family that you can put on the shelf that doesn't need. We don't take perishable stuff from from produce or dairy items, anything or meat and cheese, anything that's on the grocery shelf that could be in your pantry.
Right. And obviously, how much food did we collect last year?
Last year was close to, with Old Saybrook, close to 8,000 pounds. Wow. We've had better years in the past, and there was one year that was surprisingly okay, and it was really horrendous weather. It was cold, it was rainy, it was nasty, but people still had to go to the supermarket. Yeah. So, hey, listen, if you're going to the supermarket, drop off something in front of the supermarket to the guys and gals volunteering, or to the firehouse out there, and if you can't make it, go to the Shoreline Soup Kitchen website. Make a donation. Make a donation, because they have incredible buying power. I mean, they can do for a couple of bucks. They can do several meals. Right. I mean, they have incredible wholesale purchasing power.
Yes. Yeah, they can go and buy in bulk, and then come in like the brigade and
oh my God,
do a major drop.
Yeah, it's and we run like a military operation. You've seen it.
I've seen it. Oh yeah. I've seen it.
We don't have to, but we do it to make it fun. We break it down into boxes, into cereals, pasta, tuna. And
I've helped you break it down.
I know.
Nice.
It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. And you were there, and and the people are thanking us. We're thanking them, and they're thanking us for doing this. So it's a win-win.
And then you guarantee the good time, because you get Lee Elsey, Pete Mezzetti, and Gil Simmons.
Oh man, it's like
all in one spot. And you.
And me, the four Musketeers. and
you.
People come down, not from, and you know this to be true, from statewide to see Gil. They come with their dog, they come with their kids, they bring their non-perishable foods, and they just want to say hello. They want to, and Gil says hello to everybody.
Of course,
what you see on TV is what you see in real life. He is one of the most.
I can vouch for that.
He's one of the most down-to-earth, unpretentious guys. We go back almost 15 years, Gil and I, and with the food drive, 12 years, and he's been a great participant with the Wreaths Across America program too we had in town.
Good segue.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Wreaths Across America and your involvement with them.
Well, that was a great accident because we heard about them coming through their first year. They were taking US 1, and we asked them to stop for coffee or tea, hot chocolate. No, you're not on a schedule. We can't stop. At the time, Principal Schoonmaker dismissed the kids when we found out they were crossing the Baldwin Bridge. We had every kid from the high school out with flags and signs. We love you. They were blown away. I got the chills. They were hysterical. It was like a 2-mile long caravan of tractor trailers and the vehicles. And they said, "Who is this town? They're not on a schedule. They didn't invite us. We weren't participating."
Right.
So they said next year was so in 2008, I believe, 2007 they stopped, and they've been stopping every so often, and it's just tremendous.
I remember last time they stopped you, I was there and I ran into you.
Yeah, I want to say in 2019 was the last time. I don't know if they were there before that, after that, but it's a military operation. So the numbers are off the charts. 3,200 locations nationwide and around the world, and 3 million volunteers.
Wow.
And they started with 5,000 wreaths in 1992, every year, 5,000 wreaths. And then once it hit the internet in 2007 from the iconic picture from the wreaths in the snow from the Air Force, it exploded and they became a 501(c)(3). And what their program is, besides honoring and paying tribute to the fallen veterans, is remember those who are currently serving,
right.
Honor those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice, and teach the children the value and price of freedom. And that's their big component of Wreaths Across America's training and education, which they have you were with me on the van.
I was.
Mobile with the movie theater and.
Oh, that was great. That was awesome.
Yeah, good stuff. So we don't have the schedule for 2024 yet, but we're already. Now this talk about when I take a project on. So. Old Saybrook. I didn't know Old Saybrook had 700 veterans laid to rest. It's actually close to 800, including the fire department. And I was approached years ago, how come we don't have wreaths in Old Saybrook? I said, I don't know, I'm promoting Middletown and Rocky Hill and Arlington. When we found out there was close to 700, I said, we can do it. And the first year, we covered every veteran grave. This year, for 2024, we sold out 880 wreaths, which includes 105 for the fire department purchased for their veterans, fallen firefighters, and 700 and close to 775 veterans laid to rest. Wow. So we're covered for 2024. We'll be working on 2025 to cover it, because they have a special Wreaths Across America on the day, December 16th. Buy two, get three free, and we participate, and really? People just jump on that. So it's a great event, great organization.
Would you mind sticking around for another segment?
Please.
All right, we'll be right back.
Slow down.
Slow down and move over.
And move over.
When you see lights,
vests,
or reflectors,
please give us some room. Slow down and move over.
When you need us,
we've got your back.
Do you have ours?
You got our back?
You got ours? You got our back?
Please, slow down
and move over.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight, both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand, trying to text somebody back, because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm Pete Mezzetti, sitting here with Max Sabrin from the Old Saybrook Fire Department. Mr. Max, welcome back, my friend.
Thank you so much, Pete, for having me. I really appreciate it.
Not a problem. Hey, so in the PSA break, we saw a PSA about slow down, move over. It's the law. Maybe we can talk a little bit about that PSA that we just saw.
It's not known. It's national law. It's just in Connecticut and many other states. It's just been expanded to, besides police, fire, EMS, tow truck drivers, to a disabled vehicle.
Okay.
So if you're on the side of the road with a flat tire or overheated car, if you can't move over, slow down 10, 20, 30 miles below the speed limit. So the statistics, because that's what I do for the fire department, every 4.6 days in the United States, a firefighter, EMS worker, tow truck driver, highway worker, police officer is killed. And you can't buzz by a car at 60, 70, 80 miles an hour. We're trying to extract someone, save someone's life. So, you know, it's more has to be done, and that's part of a lot of campaigns going on in the near future to educate the driving public. When you see lights, vests, slow down, move over, please give us some room to work. We got your back, you have ours, and it's not fun being out there. And
No.
it's scary and it's dangerous.
Yeah, I can imagine, because you've probably been out there and on more calls than one.
It's frightening. You cannot turn your back on traffic because people, they don't care. I know, listen, I want to go where I'm going also, but you have to pay attention to what's on the road. And you know, if you're stuck over there, you don't want to get smacked by a car or a vehicle. You'll get hurt or killed.
Yeah, right. Now let's talk a little bit about how important fire safety is. And I know there were a couple fires here in the local area recently, and let's talk about that.
Sure. So I don't know the full scope on the Clinton fire and Westbrook. I believe it to be possibly lithium batteries, which has been a crisis in New York City from the electric bikes and electric scooters. They're very, very dangerous. Charging. If you're not buying the brand, the name charger, the brand name battery, you're buying alternate markets, knockoffs. They're not going to charge properly. They're going to overheat. When those things light up, it's bad. They take off fast. And New York City had in the last year about 25 fatalities.
Wow.
From electric scooters and electric bikes, because people are charging them in the apartments, in their houses, in the hallways. So it blocks your exit out of the fire, and it just blows me away. So as of today, in the United States, 725 people have died from fires. And I don't know how many there were, but quite a few were from non-working smoke detectors.
Wow.
So people have pulled out the batteries during cooking, and if the smoke detector is 10 years old or older, replace it.
Right.
If the CO detector is 7 years old or older, replace it. The most least expensive insurance policy is having a working detector, and you got to have a working detector. And when that thing goes off, get out and call the police, call the fire department, call 911. Yes, there are faulty detectors, but if you smell smoke, or every second counts in a detector going off.
Mine went off the other day at my home. My mom burned toast.
We had that today in Old Saybrook, burnt food.
I'm like, because I hear it go off. My mom was like, "Your smoke detector's going to go off in about 3 seconds." I'm like, "What'd you do?" She's like, "I burned something." I'm like,
That'll do it.
I'm like, my dad was like, "Hey, at least they work." I'm like, right?
That's not the way to test it.
No, it's not.
So we just had, change the clocks. We tell people every time you change your clocks, change your batteries. Of course, if you have a 10-year battery, 10-year detector, you don't need to change it, but you still should test it every month, make sure they work. And listen, I've done it. I've taken the battery out because the smoke detector is in proximity to the kitchen, and we burn something in the oven, and you got to remember to put that battery back, and sometimes people don't put the battery back. So working detectors save lives.
Absolutely. Now, what's the difference between the hardwired detectors, is it the 10-year battery, and the regular battery?
So the hardwired detectors do have a battery.
Okay.
So in case there's a blackout, the detector will still work because there still are fires
Right.
in blackouts.
Right.
So even though it may be hardwired, and people are under the assumption, well, I don't need a battery, it's hardwired. Well, you do need a battery because if there's a blackout, there's a battery backup so that detector still works. Because fires don't care if you have lights or don't have lights. They'll and people, when there's a blackout, they'll use candles.
Yeah, no.
So
Those will catch on fire too.
So it's very frightening, not to have a working detector. And it's a pet peeve of mine. Of it's the least expensive insurance policy money could buy.
Now, what about the CO detectors?
Those are good for 7 years, and if you have a adjacent garage to your home, you need it. Or if you have a gas fireplace or a gas water heater, you definitely need. See, my unit is all, I don't have a garage, I'm all electric, so technically I don't have a CO detector. When I did have my pellet stove running, I did have the CO detector and as backup. You always want, because you can't smell it or see it with CO, so it's important to have it if you have a gas, propane.
It's a silent killer.
Yeah, those are the scary calls we've had. Calls with symptoms, without symptoms. So it's all hands on deck when there's symptoms. That means people get hurt.
How many members in the Old Saybrook Fire Department do you guys have?
Close to 90.
Wow.
We're a very strong department, and that encompasses juniors, probies. Just turned 18 that will be regular members soon. So. It's a good, healthy department, and it's a good camaraderie of the guys and gals literally from 16 to 70 plus.
Chief Joe's still in charge?
Joe Johnson.
Yeah.
He was a junior firefighter many, many years ago. Now he's a chief of the department, going strong, keeping the ranks in place.
Now, how can you get involved with the fire department or volunteer with the fire?
Besides Old Saybrook, every town can use you because there's attrition. People, because of their job, relocate. Because of personal reasons, they cannot serve. So every fire department can use your services, and there's a job for everyone. It could be fire police, which is traffic control, which I do, or firefighting, and the training is provided, physicals provided. You'll get dirty, you'll sweat, but it's a great feeling.
Now, what do you do as fire police? Maybe can you explain that?
Sure. We are probably the most dangerous part of the fire department. We're the ones who are out there protecting our guys and gals from vehicles, making sure they don't run over the hose. If we're fighting a fire, there may be hose laid out from the hydrant, so we'll have to close the street, and it's so detour traffic for a fire. Or if there's an accident, turn them around, or just alternate traffic if it's down to one lane. So it's an important part of the job of protecting our personnel and our equipment. So it's a good job.
Now, I know the other day in I believe it was Friday, in Saybrook, they must have had a transformer explode because they were rerouting traffic on Route 1 using the old manual stop sign.
Oh, so a power outage. It could be in a power outage. Yeah, the police provides the traffic signage.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be crazy trying to get through the center of town, because when I was going northbound, traffic was backed up to Mill Rock Road East by where Mystic Market is.
Oh, sure.
It was all,
Yeah.
and I'm sure it was backed up farther there because you get getting on the highway or going up past the auto mall.
Yeah, we try to get traffic through as fast and as safe as possible.
Right.
But safety is paramount. That's the key to traffic.
Food drive information again. When, where, what time?
So the big soiree is Saturday. I know it's the wrong word. Soiree is evening party. It's Saturday, April 20th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Please come down to one of the participating firehouses. I'm going to read it again because I can't keep up.
You can't remember. Okay.
Old Saybrook Fire Department, Westbrook, Clinton, Killingworth, North Madison, and Chester. They'll be at the firehouses. They'll be at participating supermarkets, both Stop and Shop in Old Saybrook and Clinton, Essex Fire Department will be at DG Market in Essex, Big Y in Old Saybrook and Clinton, ShopRite in Clinton, Walmart in Old Saybrook, and Roberts Food Center in Madison. As of today, until April 20th, Mercina's Restaurant in Old Saybrook, Parthenon Diner, Sal's Pizza and Pasta, Scotch Plains Tavern in Essex, and Essex Savings Bank in Old Saybrook will be taking, and check out the flyers, see what we need. Go to Shoreline Soup Kitchen.
See what's on sale.
See what's on sale, get one for yourself and one to donate, and there is no better feeling in the world helping someone that can't pay you back.
Now, if you want to stop by the Old Saybrook Firehouse on the day of the food drive, what could you see?
A lot of activity going on, a lot of traffic. There's a rumor, it hasn't been substantiated yet, that Pete Mezzetti is coming down. But until I see him there,
Pete Mezzetti showed up last year.
Last year he was there. I alerted the media because of that.
You did. And then Elsie showed up, and then Gil Simmons showed up. It was all over after that.
It was a lot of work, a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. We had a good time.
We had good time, like you said. A lot of work, a lot of fun, and people appreciate helping out. We're thanking them, and they're thanking us.
Yeah. Now, if people want more information on the food drive, where can they go? Just the Shoreline Soup Kitchen website?
ShorelineSoupKitchens.org, ShorelineSoupKitchens.org. All the information. It'll be all over Facebook in a couple of hours. Actually, we're going to be putting out a press release, I think, tomorrow. It'll be online. It'll be on the wire services, all the papers and radio station PSA. So that's what's good about this. Everyone gets involved to help.
Absolutely. Mr. Max, we're about to run out of time, but before we do, I want to say thank you. And we'll see you soon.
Hey, thanks so much. I'll see you on April 20th.
Exactly, if not sooner.
And the people watching the show will see you April 20th too.
Yeah, exactly. On behalf of Max Sabrin and Pete Mezzetti, thanks, good night. We'll see you next week.